As great as the FJR 1300 is, I've had some trouble with it when taking it off pavement, and it made me wonder if I shouldn't be considering a little bit more of an adventure bike. So we're out there as a truck bringing a new thing, a new toy. I'll just compare that seating position with this adventure bike. I've got the bar risers up and back a little bit, and still I lean on my arms quite a bit on a long trip. I can feel it. The Russell Daylong seat is fantastic. For smooth power, I don't know that you can beat this thing. It's almost electric the way this delivers power. This is a 2005. So what is that, 140 horsepower, somewhere around there. Who knows what it is at the wheels, but I will notice a difference when I go to a two-banger. Well, what have we here? What indeed? Starting to get exciting. Well, this is quite the fancy. Look at that, big old drawbridge. Look at that. Well, here's the outfit that delivered the bike from Albuquerque. Pilots, they get free flights. Right. So this truck is a double-decker, and he just lifts this draw gate up. That's a bit of a tricky maneuver there. Oh my heavens, look at that. And then it just comes down on the old tailgate here, lift gate, right off the double-decker. That's pretty slick. I don't know, you can probably get 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I bet you could get 25 bikes in there. How many bikes will this thing hold? Depends on the size, I'm sure.
Depends on the bike. I can get 20 to 60.
Wow.
Get your hands off
that bike until it's been delivered, mister.
Until you sign for it, it's mine.
Yeah, that's right. It's still yours.
Yeah, you touch it, I'll put it back on the trailer.
And drive away. That'd be just cruel. Thought it would be fun to compare the riding position. That's completely different. Huh. On the FJR, I'm more like this guy. So he's got risers on there. Those look like about 2-inch risers. Huh. Well, that's going to be different, isn't it? Work with these mirrors a little bit. The FJR 1300 4-cylinder, classic sound of the FJR. Anybody know what that popping sound is? Some adjustment somewhere needs made. So what does the Yamaha Super Tenere 1200 sound like? So that's what a 2-cylinder sounds like. Well, interesting. 1200 engine with, what is it, 90 horsepower, something like that, versus what, 140 for the FJR. Well, that'll be a little different. Get used to that. Well, we'll see if we can get this thing around the pond in the mushy wet grass. Probably some mud out there too. Suppose I should try and put it in some kind of a mode. Standard, hard. Let's just do standard. Well, that went okay. They say to stand up and let your feet and pegs do the steering. That's what they say. The crossing of a small ditch is successful. Amazing how much more comfortable this thing feels on grass and ruts and whatnot than the good old feeder. Beautiful day out. I think it's about 39, 40 degrees. I'm in touring mode, so the throttle doesn't respond too quick since I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, there goes a heron. Another heron. You can get down this hill. How fun. Little muddy there. I think I'll not go in there. The swamp looks a little too swampy. Well, you really can steer this thing with your knees when you're standing up on the pegs. Had no idea. Just got to keep watching those YouTubes. How to ride your adventure bike when you don't know what you're doing. Well, it's pretty tame, obviously, but by golly, this is my first time riding a bike out here like this. For Pete's sake, is it going to be possible? Maybe. Oh, got a little squirrely there. Oh, 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 oh. Back in, slid out a little bit. See how the alfalfa's looking. The alfalfa looks like it's December. We've had warm weather, haven't had really much snow to speak of, some rain. feel the back end go squirrely every now and then, but it must be the traction control. It just kind of quits sliding and then straightens out. Thank heavens. I did it! Yay me! Gosh, I just think I'm going to really like this thing. Back to the man cave. Successful ride. Oh man, too cool. Look at all that mud. I went out around the swamp. These tires obviously have no business being in wet peat moss. The back end was sliding around all over the place, but it never went down. I did not lay this bike down in spite of the horrendous conditions. Oh my goodness. I think I'm in love with this thing. I would not have guessed. Look at this. What a mess. Oh. I can only imagine what it would do with decent tires. Oh my goodness. Proud owner and operator of a motorcycle that you can actually get mud on. I smell a little burning something, which they say you get mud and water on the pipes and you will smell that, so I won't freak out yet, but I do smell some burning. Is it oil? I don't know, who knows what. Could I do the same kind of ride on the FJR? If I was a good rider, maybe. No, there's no way. No way I could cross that muddy ditch or go down that slippery, muddy slope or go through the alfalfa field. Like I say, better tires and a better rider could certainly do it, but I don't have to be either of those or have either of those on this. I don't know. These are just Bridgestone tires. So I'm sure those are more of a 90-10 than anything else. So someday, get some better tires. Well, thought I could do a little wrap up of my first impression of the Super Tenere, especially as it compares in some ways with the FJR. You know, I got on them and tried the different seating positions and just listened to how they sound. You can't compare the two. They're completely different bikes, and it's silly to try and draw comparisons. Maybe the only thing worthy of comment is long-term comfort, you know, on the road, you know, getting, you know, across long distances. They may have different comfort levels. So the FJR, I can get pretty sore in my wrists and my butt and my legs after about 3 or 4 hours, and that's even with the Russell Daylong seat and the cramp busters, and I've got the throttle micer for cruise control, and you know, it's got the bar risers. In a lot of ways it's been maxed out for comfort. Got a V-stream, gives me good wind protection, but even so, after 3 or 4 hours, I can feel it and I need to get off. It's time to get gas anyway, and that's probably true of any bike, perhaps. So we will see if the different seating position of the Super Tenere makes a difference. You're sitting more upright, so that could be good, could be bad. Might be better on wrists and legs, but it might be worse on tailbone. So we will find out. There's a Sargent seat on there. It came with a Sargent seat, so it's not OEM, so presumably it's better. We'll see on that as well. I think that bike, I bought it used, of course. It's a 2015 and something like 14,000 miles on it, so it's got a fair number of miles. There's a Puig screen on it and some risers, handlebar risers. Looks like about 1.5 to 2 inches even. So it's got some mods to it, presumably for comfort. So I'm looking forward to seeing how those play out. It came with Jesse luggage as well, which I'm not familiar with, except from what I've seen so far. But I've been packing those up with my little bit of camping gear, and I'll look forward to getting out on it. in some camping, especially some of those places that I tried to get to with the feeder that I could not get to, or when I did get to them, I laid the darn thing down in the grass. So I don't want any of that drama. I'll take the Super Tenere out and I will lay it down in the backyard and just practice picking it up, seeing how it feels. I'm just in love with the bike already. The fact that it let me go out off the pavement and get out into the grass and some mud and some ruts and field areas, and have the back end slide around and then just not go down. I know darn good and well the FJR would have just taken a nap on the spot. It's done it before when I've tried to take it around the pond and hit just a small rut. It's a big bike that goes down hard and fast. I'm not a very good rider. I don't pretend that that's the fault of the bike in any way. And of course, it's got road tires on it. So what do you expect, right? But nevertheless, the tires aren't that dissimilar. They're Bridgestones on the S10, so maybe 90/10 tires. But they and the bike and the traction control and everything just make it possible for a noob such as myself to get out and off the pavement and do something unusual. So I cannot wait for the adventures to come. I feel like it's been a decent purchase. The feeder will probably be mine forever because I'm emotionally attached to it after 17 years. I doubt I could let her go, but and sometimes that need for the need for speed is there, and nothing fills that for an old man like an FJR. I don't need 170 horsepower, but 140 horsepower can sure feel right sometimes. So, thanks for watching. Swamp Geezer gets a new bike and tries to ride it around a pond. Swamp Geezer out.